The Ontario Human Rights Commission has released its final report into anti-Black racism within the Toronto police force. Shauna Hunt with the revelation that a controversial search practice may not have gone away.
The report found that Black people in Toronto are still disproportionately stopped and searched by police despite provincial efforts to regulate so-called street checks.
This report is significant.
From Impact to Action takes a deep dive into the era of carding. Between 2008 and 2013, more than 2 million street checks were conducted, and the report found that Black people were 3 times more likely to be stopped arbitrarily. Since carding was banned in 2017, data shows documented street checks appear to have been effectively eliminated, but the Ontario Human Rights Commission says that's not the case.
Black communities are still raising concerns about disproportionate stops.
In 2019, 2 years after the practice of carding was ruled unconstitutional, a survey found that more than 40% of Black respondents reported being stopped by police at least once in the previous 2 years. That's compared to about 25% of white respondents.
This, in part, is due to gaps in provincial regulations, board policies, and Toronto police procedures. The Commission calls on the province to amend the regulation to provide clearer criteria for when officers can stop members of the public and to require officers to provide a full explanation of a detained person's rights.
Black people also continue to be overrepresented in use of force incidents, including those that result in death or serious injuries and require an SIU investigation. The report found that 56% of those involved had no previous criminal record, 2/3 were unarmed, and only 8% had a gun.
This inquiry shows that more work is needed.
While the report's authors acknowledge Toronto's police service has made genuine progress, they've also made more than 100 recommendations, and the Commission hopes their advice will be made legally binding. While Toronto police have not yet agreed to that, part of their statement reads, "The board and service welcome this report and view it as an important contribution to the work already underway in our continued efforts to proactively and decisively address anti-Black racism."
It takes us from recounting the extensive harm suffered by Black people as a result of discriminatory policing to concrete action that the Toronto Police and the board should take to end the cycle.
The report also found that Toronto police collected and retained significant personal data during those millions of street checks and that information should be destroyed. Shauna Hunt, City News.